Just for your information, the concession stands are open under the stands on the home side and at the north end of the visitor stands. Make sure to enjoy some delicious popcorn, some hot dogs, nachos, candy, soda, and more. There's so much down there, there's no reason to watch the game hungry.
When you experience a sports injury, muscle, or joint pain, you want treatment right away. Parkview Ortho Express provides same-day orthopedic and sports injury care without referral or appointment, offering diagnostics, x-rays, the region's only body composition DEXA scan right inside of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. Walk in Monday through Thursday, 7 to 7, Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. For more information, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com/orthoexpress.
It's the comets.
Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
This is the first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Choose from over 60 vehicles under $10,000. Visit drivekelly.com. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Concussions. They're a concern for parents of athletes in any sport. That's why Parkview Sports Medicine is leading the way with the area's first Concussion Clinic. Our integrated sports medicine team utilizes an innovative, evidence-based approach to manage athletic-related head injuries in those 14 and older, providing comprehensive care to get the athlete you love safely back in play. To schedule an appointment, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 266-4007. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about blue.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education, but also the experience.
Parkview Sports Medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Both runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St. Francis, and Big Eye Fish, that we can produce our broadcast viewed by hundreds of thousands in Northeast Indiana.
Support Summit City Sports. Become a sponsor. join our winning team today.
Greetings from the RV capital of the world. The road to Lucas Oil Stadium starts here in the Class 5A Sectional 10, where the Northside High School legends out of the SAC are here to take on the host Elkhart Central Blue Blazers. Hi everyone, with Ryan Stillbauer behind the camera and alongside Jeff Mahoney, I'm John Nolan. Glad to have you with us here on SummitCitySports.com and also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And Jeff, it's essentially a new season here right now with this unseeded tournament beginning, so you can throw the records out for Northside. 2-7 in the regular season, all 9 games against SAC opponents. For Elkhart Central, 4-5. But got some similarities here between these two programs right now that are on the rise. 2 coaches in their second years really building something. Mike Brevard with Northside and Josh Shattuck leading the way here with Elkhart Central. And this figures to be a pretty intriguing matchup.
Well, I'd have to agree with you there, John. Elkhart Central coming off a 49-0 loss. You never know how a team's going to bounce back from that. But they have one of the more explosive, dynamic, more exciting football players in the whole state. When you look at their running back in Mark Brownlee, this guy is only a junior. Last year, he was playing for the rival school, Elkhart Memorial, but has transferred over here to Elkhart Central and is having one heck of a season. He has 189 carries for 1,462 yards. It's an average of 7.7 yards per carry, and he's got 15 touchdowns. Now, this young man did suffer a high ankle sprain in the second quarter of the Penn game, and that was a game that Elkhart Central was right in it, a 20-17 loss to the Kingsmen. But once again, the next week falling 49-0 against New Prairie. Now, what I like about this Northside team, you will remember that they played in probably the most exciting game in the SAC all season long. It was a 52-49 shootout at Bishop Lewis High School. In that game, their young Alex Holiday Robinson, the junior running back, ran for over 300 yards, but outdoing him was Norman Kanapke, who fell just 13 yards short of a state record, passing for over 500. So we got the national anthem here. We're going to take one quick break, and we'll be right back with you at SummitCitySports.com.
When you experience a sports injury, muscle, or joint pain, you want treatment right away. Parkview Ortho Express provides same-day orthopedic and sports injury care without referral or appointment, offering diagnostics, x-rays, the region's only body composition DEXA scan right inside of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. Walk in Monday through Thursday, 7 to 7, Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. For more information, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com/orthoexpress.
It's the comments.
Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
This is the first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Welcome back, everyone, to Elkhart, Indiana, Rice Field with John Nolan. John, once again, an exciting matchup here in the Class 5A Sectional 10 opening round.
And our back judge is
And the winner of this game will
of
move on
Elkhart.
to play next Friday night, while for the loser it'll be the end of the season. And
also
the winner of
like
this
to
game
remind
will
everyone,
next week take
let's
on
make sure to
Goshen,
show our
a
appreciation
1-8
and be
Goshen
respectful
team.
to all of
If
our
Northside were
officials,
to
coaches,
win,
and athletes this
then the
season.
Legends would be at home
We would also
next
like to make
Friday
mention
night.
of the best chain gang
Our
in
coverage
all the
tonight on
land.
SummitCitySports.com
Let's hear it for Dave Ducey,
is
Mark
brought to you
Romanek,
in part.
Jay Riblet, Mike Gingrich, and Sean
Or you can
Hesselmark.
make sure to follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports, like our Facebook page on Summit City Sports, and while you're at it, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. 47 degrees, feels like 41 here with a rain falling, and our coverage is brought to you in part by Parkview Sports Medicine. It's Game On. We're the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Coverage tonight also thanks in part to Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana's #1 automotive group. With over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from, visit kellydrive.com. Simple, transparent, reliable. Coverage also brought to you thanks to IWU. The world is waiting for you to make a difference in a way that only you can. Discover your strengths at Indiana Wesleyan University's residential campus in Marion, Indiana. Visit indwes.edu. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish.
Those working in the booth. Gary Stoll,
University of St. Francis offers 100% job employment in select programs and 100% pass rates on many licensure exams. With over 2,300 students, the main campus is located in the heart of Fort Wayne. Visit sf.edu.
Officials and custodial
And get our
crew who are
coverage
helping
brought to you
make
by
tonight's
Parkview
game
Sports
a
Medicine.
success.
Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. And whether you're following the scoreboard on parkviewsportsmedicine.com or clicking around on SummitCitySports.com to watch the live streaming coverage, it's kind of fun now, Jeff, because during the regular season, the 10 SAC teams are going at it every single week. And, well, you got one SAC matchup in a sectional tonight in Southside and Wayne, but for the most part tonight, the 6A schools have the byes, but for everyone else, it's a chance to go out now and show the toughness of the SAC and take on some out-of-conference competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Concordia is on the road taking on a game Lakeland squad. The Lakers, they've already kicked off. That was a 7 p.m. kickoff, and you can follow that on the Facebook page. Also, Bishop Dwenger's at Logansport. You know, a lot of people excited about the SAC champs in Bishop Dwenger this year. Expected to get the win at Logansport. If that were to happen, most likely look for a Dwenger versus Leo matchup in the second round of the playoffs. It's looking like Concordia might end up going to Belmont if they were to make it past the second round or past the first round. And over at Bishop Lewis High School, the Knights are hosting Heritage, so another exciting matchup. But to be honest with you, see Wayne's already up on Southside 6-0. I know a lot of people kind of expected that. Northside coming out on the field. John, I got to tell you, I was most excited about this matchup here. In Mark Brownlee, who I watched a little bit of his game film, and this kid is absolutely an outstanding looking player. So I'm super excited to see him play. But like we said, week in, week out, Northside has been getting better. Now, they did lose 43-37 against Northrop, but in that game, Ronald Collins III, their starting quarterback, the sophomore, had 2 pick sixes. Now, don't get me wrong, the kid made our top 10 players of the week because he can do it with both his feet and through the air. But look for him. I think this game's kind of going to ride on his shoulders on whether or not he can put up yardage and get points on the board, and more than anything, not turn the ball over.
Yeah, just a sophomore, and that's one of the themes with this Northside team. A lot of underclassmen playing key roles. He did have 11 touchdowns in the regular season through the air, plus another 3 on the ground, though did throw 8 interceptions. So both teams out on the fields here, and I guess you got football weather in the 40s and it wet, and that's something that both teams have had a chance of becoming acclimated to over the course of the season. For Elkhart Central, that loss on the road last week without their key running back in Mark Brownlee, 49-0. That was in pouring rain and similar conditions last Friday night back in Fort Wayne, where Northside fell to Concordia 21-10. And that was a game, though, that Northside came away thinking, hey, we could have made some plays that would have been the difference. They did have a lead in the second half of that game. So for Northside, and talking with head coach Mike Brevard, it's actually a similar sentiment that you hear out of Lucas Oil Stadium these days with the Colts. They're trying to figure out how not to lose and how to make some plays in pressure situations. You could argue, I guess, now that the state tournament has arrived, there's pressure on basically every single down.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and it's kind of neat. You talk about head coach Mike Brevard, who is an alumnus, played football at the University of St. Francis. Right now in the center of the field here, you see the captains, and you have 2 University of St. Francis recruits. One of those is number 3 for Elkhart Central, which is Ricky Rocha, number 12. He is a devastatingly powerful linebacker. And then also Landon Clark, number 54, the senior offensive lineman that goes 6'3", 274-pound. Many people in Fort Wayne know the name AWP. They've been training athletes for years in Fort Wayne. And Ricky Rocha used to come to Fort Wayne to train with the squad.
Yeah, and Rocha was the primary or featured running back here last year before Brownlee transferred over from Elkhart Memorial. And Northside last year took on Elkhart Memorial in its first sectional game. This is actually the first meeting between Northside and Elkhart Central in quite some time. You got to dial it back to 1991 when Elkhart Central won a sectional title. Both these teams, though, have got a few years without a win in the state tournament. Elkhart Central last won a sectional game and then later a sectional title in 2014. And for Northside, go back a year further, last time that the Legends won a sectional game. It was before they were the Legends in 2013 when they defeated Huntington North. So after the coin toss, it'll be Northside kicking off. Northside on the road in the white jerseys with the red numbers and red pants, white helmets. And Elkhart Central, the blue Blazers, at home in the navy jerseys. Gotta love the navy numbers on those jerseys, white pants, and the white helmets.
Yeah, not that easy to read there, John, but expect the return man to be Kyron Pearson, the senior. He's their leading receiver as well with 26 receptions for 460 yards receiving on the season. Northside could be a difference. Their kicker in this game is outstanding.
That's Braden West, one of the few seniors in a key spot for Northside. The road to Indy has begun, underway in the first round of the Class 5A Sectional 10 as the return comes out across the 30-yard line. Indeed, Kyron Pearson, a senior for Elkhart Central on the return.
Yeah, and you saw some big collision going on right away as Pearson was able to break the first tackle, but great pursuit there by the Legend kickoff team. This is going to be, I'm telling you what, the Legends have been hearing it all day long that they're not going to win this game, that it's going to be a blowout. John Harrell said that Elkhart Central would win 52-3, John.
Northside head coach Mike Brevard said that his team shocked the state when they beat Bishop Luers earlier this year to snap that 20-game skid. Says they've got a chance to shock the state again here tonight. Well, I guess not a shock that Mark Brownlee gets the start here tonight for Elkhart Central in the backfield. We had heard game time decision, and then maybe a situation in which he's starting, won't see as much of a workload as if he was at 100%, but he's in there to start. With Brownlee, I guess another question is what number is he going to wear on the roster with 2 different numbers? And heck, right now the jersey rolled up, you can't even see one number, but you can spot him at 5'11", 210 pounds, and he scurries close to midfield.
Yeah, a nice 7-yard gain there for Brownlee. You can see the power. Now he's coming off and he's limping off, folks. He is wearing number 23 today, but like you said, John, the front part of his jersey is rolled up. Guys, he's taken some hits out there, and this Northside team has played with Snyder. It's played with Bishop, DeWanger, Homestead. So continue this to be a hard-hitting battle.
1st and 10 for Elkhart Central on the game's opening possession. About a minute in. Isaiah Chandler is the junior quarterback who takes the snap, and he hands it off.
Yeah,
it's Ricky Roca. And Northside comes up big defensively. Theo Redmond, a safety, in on the play.
Yeah, going to be really, really hard to get past that big defensive line for Northside. That's the one thing that has definitely stood out with these Legends is their size.
Literally and figuratively, that is for Northside. A growing program under Coach Brevard. They took their lumps last year in season number 1 with the rookie head coach, who himself played in some big games back in high school at Ben Davis down in Indy. They're now trying to gear up his youthful Legends team for some of these guys, their first taste of the state tournament.
Yeah, we heard that Kyron Pearson might be in the backfield. There you saw him in motion and then take it on the misdirection. A nice gainer. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, just short of the first down. It's 3rd and 1 for Elkhart Central.
Elkhart's got Drew Stimick in the backfield. He's got 12 carries for 26 yards on the season. Wears number 5.
Goes back to Pearson. He's got a first down and more. Draggling a tackler up to the 30-yard line. First down for the Blue Blazers, who run a spread offense under second-year head coach Josh Shattuck. Last year his group went 4-6 and exited the first round of the state tournament. Again, 4-5, but he's got a reputation already as a program builder. Came from the south part of the state at Seymour. Originally, though, from the Grand Rapids area of Michigan, so this was a nice move closer to home. And in a program where he says they're known to have a lot of athletes, a lot of good football players, he says, though, that doesn't equate to winning. So really trying to build more of a program. Flag on that play is negated the first down for Elkhart Central, and all of a sudden it becomes a 3rd and 6 at the Northside 48. Pivotal moment coming up.
Absolutely, and that's a swing of almost 20 yards there for the Blue Blazers, so want to stay away from those penalties.
On 3rd and 6, it's Roche in the backfield, and pre-snap another flag. Looks like this one will go against Northside, so the Legends return the favor.
I'll tell you what, John, it really is hard to see those numbers. I'm still trying to figure out who's in the backfield there. Is that number 9 or is that number 5?
Drew Stymack being number 5, a backup tailback.
It is Stymack.
Now on 3rd and 1, it's Stymack who wiggles across the 40. A first down for Elkhart Central.
Yeah, Jalen Harris with the tackle, the junior defensive back at 6 foot 195. You know, you really hate to see that running back get to the 3rd level, so these linebackers need to do a better job of filling for Northside.
Elkhart Central right now driving with the wind at its back. And as far as the passing game goes, and Elkhart Central more of a rushing team, but it could be a factor with the wind in the air today. Productive run on 1st and 10 for the Blue Blazers.
Yeah, Northside, it looks like Jalen Harris is going to be mirroring Kyron Pearson in this game, and I think the Blue Blazers are going to keep that to their advantage. You can see him kind of following them around the field.
Blue Blazers are at 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 coming up on this opening drive for Elkhart Central. Drew Stymack remains in the backfield. Snap to Chandler. Ball's on the turf. Picked up by Northside. Whistle blown. But it's a turnover, and the Legends take over.
Yeah, huge play there for Northside. Once again, in these conditions, obviously getting a hold of the ball and not turning it over is going to be huge in this game. Just a slip on the handoff. Looked like it was a read option play, and I'm not even sure if the running back thought he should take it. But what a huge pickup by number 42, Quincy Moore, the senior linebacker.
Again, that's a case where Elkhart Central started the drive with Mark Brownlee in the backfield. He came off the field, so you got guys who are not first string, don't have as many reps in practice and in game situations. First offensive possession now for Ronald Collins in Northside, and the sophomore quarterback keeps it himself, picks up a yard or so to set up 2nd and long.
Yeah, and he's tackled right away, and that looks like that's Ricky Rocha right there, who actually it's number 6. And that's going to be Vinny Ambrose, just a sophomore at 5'9", 160.
A free safety coming up to make the play. Played 4.5 minutes so far. 2nd and 9 for Northside. A fake from Collins, who keeps it. Across the 45, he's tripped up at the 47. It'll set up a 3rd and manageable for Northside. Here are the Legends' first offensive trip of the day.
Ronald Collins can straight run it for Northside. The sophomore has 565 yards rushing on the season with 141 carries for an average of 4.0 per carry. He's second behind Alex Holiday Robinson, who led the SAC.
Northside went 2-7 in the SAC, wins at Bishop Luers and against Southside in their big rivalry game here in the first round of the state tournament. It's a handoff and not enough. Preston McElroy on the carry.
Brought down by Vinny Ambrose.
Check that, Daniel Olds on the carry for Northside.
And Laz Miller.
It'll be 4th and 4 for the Legends at the 45, and the offense will stay on the field.
Yeah, we are not seeing Holiday Robinson in this game, the big bruising running back for Northside in these conditions. Not a good thing for the Legends. If we haven't seen him so far, you're wondering if you're going to see him all game.
3 wide receivers set. Elkhart Central moved. No whistle. 3 on the play clock. Confusion for Northside, perhaps. The play clock has run down.
So once again in the backfield is Daniel Olds for Northside. Coming into today, the senior has 232 yards rushing on the season, 39 carries for an average of 5.9 yards per carry. And looks like they're going to call a timeout. That's a timeout instead of a penalty for Northside.
Timeout, Fort Wayne.
Stopping the clock with 5:51 to go in the first quarter, so about halfway through so far. In case you're just joining us, Elkhart Central had the ball first. Drove down into Northside territory, but turned it over on a fumble. And now here are the first set of downs for Northside. The Legends staring at a 4th and 4.
Wow, John, it looks like Bishop Dwenger up 14-0 on Logansport. A touchdown by T.J. Tippmann behind that big O line. So Bishop Dwenger is rolling right now in Logansport.
The Saints winning the SAC regular season title. Now a question about who will pick up some postseason hardware.
Wayne also on top of Southside right now, 14-0, and Concordia's beaten Lakeland 14-7. Concordia just receiving the kickoff.
Here in Elkhart, Northside punting. Braden West boots it across the 30. And Elkhart Central will begin its second possession on the 26-yard line.
Yeah, so not bad there. The last thing you want to do is cough the ball up in midfield. They're going to pin him down back in the Elkhart Central end of the field. So good football being played by Northside right now, but once again, missing seeing Alex Holiday Robinson out there on the field.
He was listed as the starting running back for Northside on the depth chart coming into this game, but not there on the first trip.
Look who's back in the backfield. It's the big man, Mark Brownlee.
With Isaiah Chandler at quarterback. It's a handoff for Brownlee, and Brownlee gets stuffed around the line of scrimmage. A big hit, Theo Redmond.
Yeah, that's great, contained by number 9, Theo Redmond there. He leads the Legends in tackles on the season, so we're going to take another look at that play, but Theo holding his ground. You can see him at that right defensive end position.
His head coach, Mike Brevard, who is a big-time defensive player himself back in the day at Ben Davis High School. He says that Redmond's the MVP of his defense in 2018. 2nd and 10 on deck for Elkhart Central.
Yeah, Redmond just a junior at 6'1", 205 pounds.
Brownlee takes the handoff, bottled up, and he goes backwards. The big guys up front.
Mark Brownlee, the ball carrier, gain of a yard.
Yeah, that looked like that was number 17, or 72, excuse me, the defensive tackle there, getting to Brownlee and wrapping him up.
Arvante Taylor. Taylor, 6'1", 250 pounds. Northside has some size on the line. It's 3rd and 8 for the Blue Blazers.
We'll see if Elkhart Central goes to the air here, and they are. They're going to find.
And it's caught in stride. Kyron Pearson all the way. 72 yards, and the Blue Blazers are on the board first.
Isaiah Chandler pass to Kyron Pearson results in a Blue Blazer touchdown.
Yeah, Kyron Pearson there. That's just straight speed. There's 2 defenders in the area for Northside, but they could not do anything with Kyron Pearson. Pearson had his biggest game of the year, and that was the Penn game with over 160 yards receiving. He actually had 182 yards on 16 receptions and a touchdown in that game against the Kingsmen.
Had 4 touchdowns overall in the regular season, and now his first of the postseason. Brian Mullins is the left-footed kicker, and point after try is good. On 3rd and 8, a run-first team goes to the air. Northside down 7-0, and the Legends will get the ball back when we come back. You're watching the Indiana High School State Athletic Tournament on SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of.
With Jeff Mahoney, John Nolan, glad to have you with us here on SummitCitySports.com. After a 72-yard touchdown pass from Isaiah Chandler to Kyron Pearson, Elkhart Central kicking off, and it's a touchback.
This young Northside team has to put that past them. They got to respond here on this offensive possession. That's kind of a killer right there because 2 big defensive plays against the running back, Mark Brownlee. But once again, you load the box, they're going to go over the top, and that's exactly what Elkhart Central did. So we need to see Northside respond here positively on offense, and it looks like that might be Holiday Robinson in the backfield, and it is.
Wasn't around on the opening possession, but Now with 1st and 10 from the 20. The junior tailback is in, and he gets a touch right away. Here in the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Some pink to complement the white and red uniforms for Northside. And Holiday Robinson with a healthy pickup of 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2.
John, he is not easy to bring down. You see Holiday Robinson right here get the edge. He's going to break that first tackle, try to run right through it. Look for him to have a big day.
This time it's play action, and that pass at midfield is incomplete. R.J. Armstrong was the intended target.
Yeah, Armstrong entering today with 183 yards receiving. He's the 2nd leading receiver for the Redskins, so the pass was there, just it's a slippery night. It's going to be hard to connect on those.
And again, right now, the way Northside is going here, left to right on your screen, that's into the wind, and it's gusting rather strongly. The American flag behind the end zone on the right side, fully whipping. A fumble recovered by Elkhart Central, and the Legends turn it over for the first time tonight. Now each side has lost a fumble, but in this case it's Elkhart Central recovering inside the red zone, in business to add to a 7-0 advantage.
Yeah, that was the captain there, Laz Miller, at 6'4", 215 pounds. We'll take another look at it, but like you said, it's just a slippery night here. Actually, the snap was high there for Ronald Collins Jr., but still, you got to come down with that. And the big man, Laz Miller, is hard to bring down.
Elkhart Central sets up shop now at the north side 18. On 1st and 10, it's Mark Brownlee who gets the carry, and he's denied.
Yeah.
Once again, Theo Redmond coming forward from the secondary in on the tackle.
Yeah, Navante Taylor, the senior defensive tackle at 6'1", 250, has been a beast in this game.
And perhaps due to the high ankle sprain that sidelined Brownlee last week, he may not have that burst that he's accustomed to, but I think even at full strength right now, the way that Northside's defensive front is getting through, Brownlee would really have nothing to do. 2nd and 8. Chandler keeping it himself across the 5. Chandler spinning forward. He's in. Touchdown, Elkhart Central. And the Blue Blazers extend their lead to 13-0 with 2:39 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Blazers here are rolling. They got Northside all kinds of confused here on defense. Here you can see it's another read option as he fakes the pitch. He's just going to cut it right up the gut. Breaks through one tackle, and that's a touchdown. Elkhart Central up 13-0, John.
Make it 14-0 as Brian Mullins connects on another extra point. 7 points off a turnover for Elkhart Central, and Northside down a couple of scores. You're watching the IHSAA tournament on SummitCitySports.com.
Runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St.
Brian Mullins kicking with the wind blowing strongly at his back, and with the boost, it's another touchback.
Into the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 20-yard line.
Well, Jeff, needless to say, an unwelcome spot here for Northside, down 2 touchdowns early, but how do you think the Legends are built in trying to come back?
You know, not that great. It's just right now in this game, it's looking like Elkhart Central, they got powerful players at the key positions. Quarterback, running back, linebacker. They've got depth. You know, Mark Brownlee has not shown a whole lot in this game, and they're still having all kinds of success with the read option. And when Northside's loading the box, now they're going over the top. So in this game, this chess match, right now it's Elkhart Central winning.
And right now it's Ronald Collins, the third, running to the outside. He's ushered to the sideline. Solid pickup on first down.
Yeah, so Northside does not have the type of team like Bishop Lures where they can spread it out to 5 different receivers, you know, pick up a 70-yard strike like we saw Elkhart Central do in the second series, their second possession of the game. But once again, they can control the clock with Collins and Alex Holiday Robinson, but they've got to get points on the board.
Ronald Collins passes. And it's incomplete.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about right there, as you saw that ball just loft in the air. It seemed like it hung up there for about 10 seconds. You know, once again, taking a team like Bishop Lures, Norman Kanapke is going to throw a strike.
You could tell on that kickoff a moment ago how much the wind is blowing in the direction right now that Northside is now going into, so it makes a deep ball like that all the more challenging. 3rd and 2 for Northside. Collins hands it off. And Holiday Robinson has the first down. Still churning past the 35. Fights to the 40. First down, Northside.
And that's exactly what Northside can do. They got a big offensive line. And Alex Holiday Robinson is a tough runner. He showed it week in, week out, leading the SAC with 1,111 yards entering today's game. It's going to have to be a team effort for these Legends, and they got the right leader in head coach Mike Brevard.
After that win that Northside had over Bishop Lures that ended their 20-game losing streak, Coach Brevard was named the state's Coach of the Week. He was recognized by the Colts. Again, Holiday Robinson sneaking his way forward close to the 45.
Robinson, the ball
and that's
carrier.
great. You know, it's keeping the defense off the field, even though the defense wasn't on the field very much on that last touchdown after the turnover. Elkhart Central getting points right away. But once again, you really got to like methodically moving down the field here for Northside.
2nd and 7 for the Legends. Collins throws across the middle. It's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Preston McElroy. Now 3rd and 7.
Yeah, McElroy's a nice player for him, too. That was a great throw there as the defender was out in front, so he went for the back shoulder. I love the play call right there on the play action pass.
McElroy with 1 touchdown catch during the regular season. Right now it's the first round of the Class 5A Sectional 10. Winner of this game moves on next week to take on Goshen. Treble on 3rd and 7 as Collins is sacked.
Number 3, the ball carrier.
4th and long now for Northside with a bit more than a minute to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that looked like a design run for Ronald Collins there, as obviously he probably should have gave it up to his running back, Alex Holiday Robinson. Right in the face was, I believe that's number 13 for Elkhart Central. Demarion Williams, a junior, 5'11", 165. I'm not 100% sure about that. Once again, these numbers, a little hard to read.
Back for the
great facility here. Pretty new field turf surface, new press box area, and rather new uniforms too.
Yeah, just not liking the blue numbers on the blue jersey.
Northside punting on 4th and 11 into the wind. Yeah. That one's popped up around midfield. And only a net of a handful of yards there on the punt. Sets up Nice field position now for Elkhart Central as the home team has a chance to add on to a 14-0 edge.
Once again, you got to be aware of your situation. You can see the gusting rain in these lights. Okay, it's blowing right into the face of Northside. That punt was kicked high up in the air. It's a net of about 5 yards. There is a flag on the play, so we'll see if the Legends can catch a break here. But we saw it with the pass down the field. It's going to be tough to do it in the first quarter here going up against the wind.
See that flag right at the 50-yard line on the Block E logo at midfield.
And the way it's set up, John, Elkhart Central is going to have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. Now that'll work right there with the personal foul against Elkhart Central. That's going to give a new set of downs.
The initial call is a personal foul against Elkhart Central.
And that's one thing about Northside coming into this game, just keeping your composure. Hour and 45-minute trip to Elkhart. And these Legends right here, you know, Mike Brevard runs a strict program. He's a great weight room guy. And I know a lot of people in Fort Wayne are really excited about what he's doing here with the Legends.
What an amazing story he is, too. A guy who was living in the shadows of Lucas Oil Stadium, but for a time growing up was homeless, living in a homeless shelter, and yet overcame so many obstacles to not only have a fine high school football career, but to go on to play at USF in Fort Wayne and to not let the challenges that he had to face hold him back. Now a teacher at Northside as well.
So that's just going to push Elkhart Central back 15 yards on the 1st and 10.
And on 1st and 10, it's a handoff for Mark Brownlee.
Yeah, great pursuit there by the Northside defense. Once again, that's Theo Redmond. You talked about him earlier, about how much Coach Brevard just loves this young man. We'll take one more look at it here. That's Brownlee in the backfield, and
well, we've seen that look before.
I guess that didn't exactly go the way we hoped it would.
But we've seen that now multiple times here where Brownlee's been spun back. It's 2nd and 11 for Elkhart Central. Only 20 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's Davis, and Davis is tripped up. Dominic Davis, a slot receiver with the carry on what appears to be the final play of the first quarter. So a little momentum coming from the Northside defense now as we head to the second quarter. The Legends have their work cut out, down 14-0 in the first round of the IHSAA tournament on SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Choose from over 60 vehicles under $10,000. Visit drivekelly.com. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Second quarter now at Rice Field in Elkhart. It's Northside in the white and red at Elkhart Central in the navy and white. With Jeff Mahoney, I'm John Nolan. Glad to have you with us here on SummitCitySports.com. Elkhart Central right now with a 3rd and 12 at its own 39. The shotgun snap, it's a handoff for Mark Brownlee, who sniffs forward for a few.
Yeah, and great support there by number 42 for the Legends, Quincy Moore, helping to stop Brownlee as he was dragging the tackler.
And Elkhart Central, which was driving and then fumbled on its first possession of the game, but follow that up with a 72-yard touchdown pass from Isaiah Chandler to Kyron Pearson on a 3rd and 8. Started the scoring at the 5:40 mark of the first quarter. Northside fumbled on the ensuing possession. Elkhart Central took advantage of that. It was a 16-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Chandler. A couple extra points from Brian Mullins, and Elkhart Central has this 14-0 lead, but now Ronald Collins and Northside coming back on the field, trying to get something going. And Jeff, what did you take away from that first quarter?
Well, from that first quarter, it's going to be hard to throw the ball in the wind. Gotta keep control of the ball and not turn it over. Once again, in this slippery weather, it wasn't supposed to rain here in Indiana tonight, but we've had rain pretty much since we got here at 6:30 p.m. But I really like what Northside's been able to do, running the ball with Alex Holiday Robinson. Keep the read option going with Ronald Collins, and also defensively, they're doing a good job containing Mark Brownlee.
Brownlee, the stud running back for Elkhart Central, has been held in check. That pass is incomplete. Little imagination and creativity for Northside as Collins, rolling to the near sideline, was trying to find Antrell Franklin, one of his favorite targets. Franklin with 3 touchdown catches of the 11 touchdown passes in the regular season for Collins. But just incomplete on the sideline now, 2nd and 10.
Boy, that really did look like a completed pass there, as Antrell Franklin did a great job. We're just going to have to try to get this replay system fixed for you guys.
Holiday Robinson, the man in motion who has the ball, and Holiday Robinson just outside the hashes gets tripped up. It'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 here for Northside. Legends striving for the first time with the win at their back here on a night that's in the 40s, and as you mentioned, Jeff, some rain falling.
Yeah, and that time he ran right into his big offensive lineman, number 79, Reggie Telemake, the senior at 6'3", 340.
For Northside on 3rd and 7, Collins takes the snap. He hands it off for Holiday Robinson. Holiday Robinson spinning. He'll be shy of the first down by a bit. 4th and short. Nice effort by Holiday Robinson.
Yeah, and
that makes it tough to bring down.
This is kind of scary right here, going for it on 4th and 2. But once again, Holiday Robinson is a big bruising back. What makes him hard to bring down is he never stops moving his feet. He's always turning forward.
Collins on the QB keeper appears to be turned away.
Yeah, not liking that call at all. Ronald Collins, the third, goes 6 foot, 185. I'm not so sure about the 185, but it looks like he's going to be short.
The initial hit by number 50.
I think in that situation right there, they went on the quick snap, trying to catch Elkhart Central off guard. And it looks like they're going to give him the first down.
Forward progress marked at the 37. Mark it down. It's a first down for Northside. That's the Legends.
Hey, John, that's the number one reason why I'm not a coach and I'm in the booth.
Glad to have you. 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs for Northside. Collins fakes the handoff.
That's what he can do.
Himself. Ronald Collins still going in Elkhart Central territory, down to the 30.
Collins on the carry, brought down by number 4.
A 33-yard run for the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, Ronald Collins, the third, showing the speed. We got to hurry up offense here, but then we'll take another look at it.
Collins hands it off. Holiday Robinson. Holiday Robinson won't go down. He's inside the 10.
Northside's 1-2 punch is getting it done here, John. It's an exciting thing to watch. This kind of is reminiscent of what we saw in that Northside game, or in the Bishop Lures game earlier in the season, because these two young men can do spectacular things on offense.
1st and goal from the 7. Collins keeps it himself. Touchdown, Northside.
Yeah, now it's Northside that's got Elkhart Central guessing with that read option, and you see what Collins III can do when he has a little bit of space. That time, Ronald Collins getting it done from, what was that, about
7 yards for the touchdown, and there on that run went from the 37 all the way down to the Elkhart Central 30. There was perhaps the generous spot on the 4th down QB keeper. Now the extra point here for Braden West has been blocked. So it's an 8-point game with 9:13 remaining in the first half.
Elkhart Central 14.
Yeah, Braden West has been automatic for them all year. Tough to see that because every point is going to be crucial in this battle.
But you can't remember your agent's last name? Let us help.
You're watching the state tournament on SummitCitySports.com.
At InFarmBureau.com. That's InFarmBureau.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way. Offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Fresh off a touchdown, Northside kicking off. Braden West, with some help from the wind, sends it into the Elkhart Central end zone for a touchback. Before the break, Northside sophomore quarterback Ronald Collins III had a 7-yard touchdown run. It was the 3rd consecutive big play for Northside after they converted on a 4th and short. Collins on a QB keeper up the middle. Got just enough. You could bold, underline, italicize just enough. And then it was boom, boom, boom. See if the defense now for the Legends can come up with a stop and perhaps give the offense a chance to equalize. First round of the Class 5A Sectional 10. For the Blue Blazers, it's play action. And a pass that's converted.
Good quick pass there to Ricky Rocha for a gain of about, looks like 7 yards. But once again, I like how decisive that QB was there. And Isaiah Chandler taking the handoff and going straight to the tight end / wingback.
Chandler in the regular season only completed 47% of his passes, had more interceptions than touchdowns. But so far here tonight, he's got a 72-yard touchdown pass, and there a 7-yard completion on first down. On 2nd and 3, it's a handoff for Mark Brownlee. This time, Brownlee beasting and dragging defenders with him on a first down run.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about in the pregame there. You can see how strong and quick that Mark Brownlee is. Just a junior. Not highly recruited right now, but I'd like to see where that takes him in this offseason.
1st and 10 for Elkhart Central. Handoff for Brownlee off the left side. Picks up a few. And then the Legends swarm.
Mark Brownlee, the ball carrier.
Quincy Moore, inside linebacker. Among those in on the tackle for the Legends.
And in this situation, the short passes are going to be key for Elkhart Central driving into this win. Once again with Brownlee. It looks like Brownlee, they're going to be a little bit cautious with them. I think Elkhart Central, once again, is looking ahead. Next week, if they win, they would have a Goshen team, but maybe looking ahead a little bit and preserving their star running back.
On 2nd and 6, Chandler faked the toss and kept it himself. Only a yard or so. Now 3rd and 3.
Ball is on the 43-yard line. It is in 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3, and no Brownlee on the field for Elkhart Central. Chandler fakes the handoff, pumps his pass, incomplete. It's 4th and 3.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw that right there, but the O-lineman for Elkhart Central after the play just knocked Jalen Harris to the ground. You know, if this was the NFL, that certainly would have been flagged. Probably would have been a fine involved in that one, but this doesn't really seem that necessary after the play's over to kind of instill your will right there. You'll see it on the replay here. Harris just knocked down. You know, when I played, they said you never wanted to stand around the pile because that kind of stuff would happen. In today's football, I think they're trying to clean that stuff up.
You already qualify for back in the day?
Easily.
4th and 3. We got a flag here pre-snap. Movement from Elkhart Central. That'll turn it into 4th and 8.
And all these penalties are really starting to add up for Elkhart Central, and they've been some key penalties. And once again, Northside coming off the 10th touchdown has the momentum. Back deep to return it for the Legends is R.J. Armstrong, the senior receiver. Armstrong's got a good build to him as well. He's not going to be taken down by arm tackles.
Has a fitting name.
So a good-looking punt there, as you saw that one, not kicked as high up in the air to kind of keep it away and negate the wind as much as possible. So that was a good punt there by Elkhart Central's kicker, Brian Mullins. Mullins is also second on the team in points with 41. He's 41 PATs entering today's game, and obviously he's got 2 already. So Northside down by 8, 6:36 to play. 1st and 10 at the 32. Empty backfield with a wing.
Ronald Collins, the third, the sophomore, spins his way to a first down up to the 45. The ball is out. And it's recovered by Elkhart Central.
Yeah, that's Laz Miller doing it again for Elkhart Central. He's vying for the not only defensive MVP of this game, but maybe the MVP. That was another nice play there with Northside using Preston McElroy to seal off the lane there for Ronald Collins the third, but Collins spinning was trying to get just a little bit too much done there, and in this weather, it's going to be tough. Let's take another look at it. You can see McElroy just seal it there. Collins with the spin move. It's a beautiful move. But once again, you just got to secure the ball in this weather. That's the second turnover for Northside, and this time it's in the Legends side of the field.
He was close to having a knee down. No review, obviously, for the officials here in high school football. So that's the second turnover and the second fumble loss by Northside. Elkhart Central lost the fumble on its opening possession. On 1st and 10, play action, a pump fake, a deep ball, and a catch. Near the sideline, Kyron Pearson. He had the 72-yard touchdown catch in the first quarter. Here's a big play midway through the second quarter.
I mean, that is just a beautiful throw here by Isaiah Chandler. Lofts it up and drops it right into the breadbasket. Nobody was going to catch that ball except for his man.
1st and goal from the 10. It's a low snap for Chandler. Not anything happening there on the pitch to Drew Stymack. Elkhart Central, another possession right now without their featured running back, Mark Brownlee, who's dealing with a high ankle sprain. Nevertheless, it's Elkhart Central at home leading by 8 and now knocking on the door. Second and goal from the 13. Incomplete. Chandler sneaky, faked the feed to Steinbach, and countering the other way. And that one falls incomplete. Now third and goal from the 13.
Yeah, just a little bit too strong with that pass. Had he connected, it could have been 6 here for the Blue Blazers. Ricky Roca, once again, he's their leading tackler. He's a strong linebacker for them. He could have had 6.
Chandler looking to the sideline for the play call. And now a timeout has been called by Northside.
Timeout called by Fort Wayne Northside.
Second timeout used by Northside so far in the first half.
On behalf of the Indians.
Runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group,
5:38 to go in the first half. Elkhart Central with a third and goal from the Northside 13. Northside just called a timeout on defense, and now it'll be Elkhart Central calling a timeout here on offense.
Timeout for Elkhart Central.
So Ronald Collins there, that time with the fumble. The first time it was off the high snap. Not necessarily his fault, but once again, you just hate to see it from Northside having so much momentum going for them. And I'm telling you what, it looks like on this night, Ronald Collins Jr. Is going to really be able to do what he wants to do with that read option using his speed. Northside's not going to have to get it done through the air. Having a lot of success on the ground so far.
For locations, clinic hours, or to schedule an appointment, go online.
Between Collins and Alexander Holiday Robinson, who was out on the first possession in the first quarter, but since has made his presence felt. Thanks again for joining us here on SummitCitySports.com, streaming live as well on Facebook and on YouTube. And not only this game streaming live, but everyone in the SAC covered here tonight in the first round of sectionals.
Next week could be a big week for the SAC. Potentially 7 teams playing or 7 games being played for the SAC schools, but Northside would have to win for that to happen.
Third and goal from the 13. Play action to the end zone. Incomplete. And now, 4th and 13
intended for Ricky Rocha.
For Elkhart Central. Keep in mind the wind is blowing into the face of Elkhart Central at this point. So although close range, it won't be an easy kick.
Absolutely not, but Mullins already is 2 for 2 on the PA attempts. Not that much further back, maybe about 10 yards, but he definitely has the leg for this kick.
The kick from 30 yards is good.
Ryan Mullins' kick is good.
So for Brian Mullins, entering today 4 of 8 from field goal, and his field goal attempts make that now 5 of 9 on the season.
And it increases the Elkhart Central lead to 17-6 on SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable, Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Choose from over 60 vehicles under $10,000. Visit drivekelly.com. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Elkhart Central has turned a couple of Northside turnovers into 10 points. Northside was unable to capitalize after Elkhart Central's one turnover. 5.5 minutes remaining on a 40-something degree night with high winds and some rain. Brian Mullins, who just knocked through a 30-yard field goal, now on the kickoff. Northside trouble on the return. It's Jordan Turner who eventually claims it, but he's taken down around the 10. A flag came in at the end of that play. So far, Elkhart Central has hurt itself more than Northside has in terms of penalties, and that trend continues. This is a personal foul against the Blue Blazers.
Once again, I love the composure by this Northside football team following the lead of their head coach, Mike Brevard. And I really love the freshman there, Jordan Turner. You know, Theo Redmond charged that ball hard, tried to field it in the air, got past him, but Turner was there to pick it up. You know, sometimes you can have a big return off those kind of fumbled kickoff returns.
Personal foul against the Blue Blazers.
So, yeah, the Blazers sounds like they may have a little bit of a hot head right now.
Northside went 2-7 in the regular season. Elkhart Central went 4-5. Two teams under second-year head coaches, and you talked to both of them, and it almost sounds like an echo. Both talked about trying to minimize the mistakes and not beat themselves, not lose games, figure out ways to come through and win games. Winner of this game moves on to take on Goshen next week in the second round of sectionals.
And there's going to be a lot of jawing in a game like this, but, you know, it's always the second person that gets caught.
So Northside now.
Wow.
Going to the air on 1st and 10. And that's incomplete with Collins airing it out, looking for Holiday Robinson down the sideline.
Yeah, Holiday Robinson was wide open there. But once again, it's going to be hard to judge it. The wind looks like it's picked up about 5 to 10 mile an hour. This kind of reminds me of the Snyder-Westfield semi-state game of 2 years ago.
Feels like 41 right now. The wind about 13 miles an hour. I don't know. I think it could be picking up even more than that at the moment.
I'd like to see Ronald Collins do it with his feet some more because,
firing, incomplete. Looking for Jordan Turner.
Yeah, that time intended for Turner, who just lost his footing, so he was at his knees by the time the ball arrived. But, you know, it just seemed like the wind was really helping Ronald Collins skate down this turf. He was rattling off some big gainers.
2 possessions ago, Northside scored. Last possession, Collins on a first down run fumbled.
You know, they got man-to-man coverage here by Elkhart Central, so Northside trying to take advantage of it with their speed.
3rd and 10. Collins fakes the feed, keeps it himself, makes it up towards the 35. A bit shy of a first down. 4th and short.
Yeah, once again, it was a great gain by Ronald Collins. Looks like that's about a gain of 9 yards, but when it's 3rd and 10, and once again, I think Northside is going to go for it here. You just want to try to keep yourself out of the 3rd and long situations.
Remember, earlier this quarter, similar spot on the field, similar situation, 4th and 1. Northside went for it and got it, barely. Then went on to score.
Yeah,
4th and 1.
This time it's not Alex Holiday Robinson in the backfield. It is Daniel Olds. Nice.
Collins has the first down.
Yeah, that's all the way. The Elkhart fans not liking it right there. But Ronald Collins Jr., he's also a point guard on the basketball team. And I know a lot of people aren't too high on Northside's basketball team after all the names that departed last year, Lucas Croft, Austin Boucher, Keon Brooks. But I'm really excited about seeing him on the hardwood as well.
Was a first down for the Legends.
New regime, a new era for Northside. Gary Andrews taking over as head coach.
Yes, sir.
Collins to the sideline on 1st and 10. That's close to a first down near midfield.
I love that play by Ronald Collins. You know, you get what you can get and get out of bounds. You kind of live to see another day. High school football, the hits aren't as vicious as maybe what you would see in the NFL. But once again, this is a heady player. This is a smart football player, Ronald Collins III.
And only a sophomore.
Now it's Holiday Robinson back in the backfield.
1st and 10. Here's Holiday Robinson with a seam. Holiday Robinson bounces off the tackle across the 25-yard line.
I'm telling you right now, this is exactly what Alex Holiday Robinson looked like in the Bishop Lures game when he ran for 300 yards. If Northside keeps this pace, yes, John, they can keep up with this Elkhart Central team and win this game. And you can see they're hyped down there on the field.
With pace in mind, Elkhart Central calls a timeout.
John, I gotta show you this play one more time because Alex Holiday Robinson, he runs hard. Check him. He's got the vision, takes that first hit, gets spun around, but he's still going. It was a shoestring tackle that brought him down. Alex Holiday Robinson and Ronald Collins III. It's a nice 1-2 punch.
Holiday Robinson punishing the defense there in more ways than one. 3:51 remaining in this first half. It was Elkhart Central that got the ball first to start.
Central High School Blue Blazer boys and girls cross country team as they are.
So Northside will be set to have the ball coming out of halftime. The Legends can get some points here. It'll make overcoming what was once a 14-0 deficit all the more possible. New set of downs for Northside. Collins hands it off for Holiday Robinson, and with Elkhart Central's defense catching its breath during the timeout, this time they stymie Holiday Robinson. No gain. It's 2nd and 10.
Looked like that was number 66, Jacob Summer, the sophomore defensive lineman at 6'1", 250 pounds, doing a great job of getting through, shooting the gap and getting through that offensive line there. Met him right in the backfield.
They'll mark it that he lost a yard. For Northside, it's 2nd and 11, and there's a whistle before the snap. Play clock may have expired. And indeed, a 5-yard penalty will move Northside back.
The ball is at the 27-yard line and is now 2nd and 16.
At Rice Field in Elkhart, Class 5A, Sectional 10, first round. Northside was 2-7 in the regular season, but went up against that gauntlet SAC schedule.
John, we saw the direct handoff to Alex Holiday Robinson. Really, I just think that this runs through Ronald Collins III, and he really keeps that defense off balance once again there, keeping himself on the read option and slipping through tackles.
Slips through inside the 20. Make something out of what perhaps for another quarterback could have been nothing.
Yeah, we're blessed in Fort Wayne to be able to see Ronald Collins III kind of mature here. Last year as a freshman, took over quarterback duties and did a great job. Some people question Coach Brevard for doing that, but obviously he saw something special in this young man.
You can only imagine what it'll be like a couple years from now. 3 receivers on the far side. Movement from both sides before the snap.
It definitely looked like encroachment there. Once again, I think that's number 66, but no, they're going to call number 54, the big man, with the false start, Landon Clark. I wish I would have captured the replay there, John, because once again, you can get in the neutral zone there. You just can't touch the offensive lineman, so We talked about composure all day long. It goes for the O-lineman too.
3rd and 11 after the penalty. Collins airs it to the corner. Too strong.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 10, Antrell Franklin. I think the DB just did a great job of walling him off. The pass was in a good place, but, man, it was a good 10 yards ahead of Franklin.
Wind aided. 4th and 11.
But once again, the wind is at Ronald Collins, the third back, so this is the time to go for those shots. But now 4th and 11. And I do believe that the kicker, West, does have the leg to make this field goal if they were to try it with the wind. Hard count trying to draw them off sides. You're looking at a 41-yard field goal.
Northside calls a timeout.
Ball on the 23-33, so a 40-yard field goal. I think they might go for the field goal here. Every point is crucial here with the wind at your back.
So far this year, Braden West, the senior kicker, has not made a kick 40-plus yards. 0 for 2 in those spots, while going 1 for 1 in the 30 to 39-yard range.
John, some score updates here at the half. Wayne is up 26-0 over Southside. Concordia up 21-7 at Lakeland. Dwenger up 28-0 at Logansport. And at Bishop Luers, it's 54-6. Bishop Luers. Wow.
All those games streaming live on SummitCitySports.com, as well as on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Even after the timeout, the offense will remain on the field for Northside. 4th and 11 for the Legends. Collins pressured. Collins in trouble. Collins goes down.
Yeah, once again, ran into his O-lineman, Landon Clark there. Clark grabbed him and tried to drag him further, but 2 yards, 1 or 2 yards just wasn't going to really help you there much. I like the call. He's looking downfield, but while it was spread out, I would have loved to see him just take off and run. I do believe that he's about the fastest guy on the field in Ronald Collins, and he can certainly be slippery. Would have loved to see him run there, but he did keep his eyes downfield. I'm not going to fault him for that either. Looking for 6.
Can Elkhart Central spread offense move down the field with little time? Mark Brownlee, the starting running back who's been in and out so far, back in. Remember, Brownlee is dealing with a high ankle sprain that kept him out last week in an Elkhart Central loss at New Prairie.
Yeah, and the Blue Blazer offense was on the sideline for a while right there. And a night like tonight, those injuries are just harder and harder to get warmed up and worked through. But Brownlee's just a junior, probably about 16 years old, so he can work through it.
In a big game, it's the state tournament. Elkhart Central looking for its first state tournament win since 2014, when the Blue Blazers won a sectional and fell on hard times over the last few years. And it's Josh Shattuck trying to build the program back up now. Similar story for Northside, the Legends without a state tournament win since 2013.
John, check out Brownlee limping there, but he got the key block on number 42, and then doing the rest, powering for the first down. Number 42, that's Quincy Moore for Northside, but Brownlee once again, he really limped to get into position.
45 seconds left in the half. Elkhart Central has one timeout. Deep ball. Tipped. Is it caught? No, it's intercepted.
Wow.
The Legends with a big play on defense. Jalen Harris. Thievery.
Let's look at that one more time, John. Jalen Harris. Great defense here by the DBs of Northside. This ball is lofted up in the air, bobbled around. Jalen Harris comes and just corrals it himself, gets up to show the referee. This is Legends ball. That was fantastic.
virtually on the ground.
36.6 seconds remaining, though.
Collins eludes the sack. Collins dodging defenders. Collins to the sideline.
Good job of getting out of bounds there by Collins. Ball was a little bit loose, but at the last second there, he was able to get a tight grip. Sometimes you get a little bit scared with that ball flailing out there, but Ronald Collins, he knows what he's doing. We got 27 seconds remaining.
Legends out of timeouts. Collins, the shotgun snap. Lofts it down the field. Incomplete. Nearly a big pickup, but it just off the fingertips of Antrell Franklin. And it's now 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Kyron Pearson doing a great job there, stride for stride. Look at the body control by number 2, Kyron Pearson, just reaching out and slapping that ball away.
To repeat, Northside will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. On 3rd and 2, Collins. Gets a yard or two. That could run out the clock for the half. 4th and 1. He was shy of the first down, but it doesn't matter. Elkhart Central won't use its final timeout, and the first half clock expires. At the half, Elkhart Central 17, Northside 6. An entertaining first half. The Legends already once this year say they've shocked the state. Trying to do it again now in the state tournament on the road. It's halftime at Rice Field in Elkhart. The road to Indianapolis has begun. 24 minutes to go. Coming up at the half, we'll check some numbers, check in on what's going on elsewhere in the state tournament. But right now, we'll step aside. You're watching the IHSAA State Tournament on SummitCitySports.com.
When you experience a sports injury, muscle, or joint pain, you want treatment right away. Parkview Ortho Express provides same-day orthopedic and sports injury care without referral or appointment, offering diagnostics, x-rays, the region's only body composition DEXA scan right inside of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. Walk in Monday through Thursday, 7 to 7, Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. For more information, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com/orthoexpress.
It's the comments.
Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
This is the first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Choose from over 60 vehicles under $10,000. Visit drivekelly.com. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Concussions. They're a concern for parents of athletes in any sport. That's why Parkview Sports Medicine is leading the way with the area's first Concussion Clinic. Our integrated sports medicine team utilizes an innovative, evidence-based approach to manage athletic-related head injuries in those 14 and older, providing comprehensive care to get the athlete you love safely back in play. To schedule an appointment, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 266-4007. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about blue.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Parkview Sports Medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Both runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St. Francis, and Big Eye Fish, that we can produce our broadcast viewed by hundreds of thousands in Northeast Indiana.
Support Summit City Sports. Become a sponsor. Join our winning team today.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen, and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way. Offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
From Rice Fields in Elkhart, it's the IHSAA State Tournament, Class 5A, Sectional 10, first round at the half, 17-6. The host Blue Blazers lead the visiting Legends. Let's get you caught up. It was Elkhart Central that started the scoring back in the first quarter at the 4:13 mark, It was a 72-yard touchdown pass on a 3rd and 8 play, with the quarterback Isaiah Chandler hooking up with Kyron Pearson. That gave Elkhart Central the 7-0 lead after Brian Mullins converted on a point after try. Elkhart Central then pretty quickly added to its lead again. Northside on the ensuing possession fumbled and turned it over, and Elkhart Central turned that into 7 more points. This time it was Chandler on the ground, a 16-yard run, and again Mullins made the extra point that made it 14-0 Elkhart Central. And that was the score at the end of the first quarter, but early in the second quarter, the Legends got on the board. Lengthy drive that was capped off by a 7-yard touchdown run for Ronald Collins III. Along the way on that drive, he converted on a 4th and short on a QB keeper up the middle for just barely enough. Then he had a big gainer, 30-plus yard run, and eventually scored the touchdown. However, there were a few turnovers in that first half for Northside, and another one midway through the quarter wound up leading to a 30-yard field goal for Elkhart Central's Mullins that made it 17-6, and that wound up being our score here at the half. Looking at team stats, pretty even in terms of total offense. Elkhart Central with just 4 more yards, 189 to 185. Northside ran more plays, 33 to 27. So Elkhart Central was averaging 7 yards a play, Northside 5.6 yards a play. Now, total offense even, yards through the air, not at all. 114 passing yards for Elkhart Central. No passing yards for Northside. Legends 0 for 8 through the air, while Isaiah Chandler was 3 for 7 for Elkhart Central. Chandler with the 1 touchdown pass also had an interception in the final minute of the first half. On the ground, though, advantage to Northside, 185 to 75, out rushing Elkhart Central in the first half. Turnovers 2 aside. Northside lost 2 fumbles. Elkhart Central lost a fumble and had the 1 interception. Time of possession tilting in the favor of Elkhart Central by a bit, 12:57 to 10:27. Elkhart Central with 7 first downs, 2 through the air, 5 on the ground. Northside with 1 more first down. Legends had 8, all on the ground. On third down, both teams struggling. Northside 1 for 9. Elkhart Central 2 for 7. Northside was 2 for 4 on 4th downs, including the 1 conversion that helped set up the touchdown. Elkhart Central 0 for 1 on the only 4th down it went for. So individually on the ground for Northside, a 2-headed attack. The halfback, Alexander Holiday Robinson, with 87 yards on 8 carries, a healthy gain of average of 10 yards a carry. But then the quarterback, Collins, with 100 yards, the century mark in the first half on 16 attempts, and he had the touchdown. On the other side for Elkhart Central, well, Northside came in really prepared for Mark Brownlee, a bruising, dynamic, explosive running back, but he's been troubled in part by a high ankle sprain. Also, you have to credit just the job that Northside has done defensively in containing him and slowing him down. 10 carries, only 35 yards for Brownlee in that first half. Their big receiver, as we said, Kyron Pearson, who had a 72-yard touchdown catch. He had another 35-yard reception, so 2 catches for him, 107 yards. Big play guy. Defensively for Northside, 5.5 tackles for Theo Redmond, 3 tackles apiece, each for Jalen Harris, Quincy Moore, and Arvante Taylor, and it was Harris who had the interception. A couple tackles as well for Dejon Ross.
Yeah, and looking at that first half there, 0 for 8, through the air for Ronald Collins II. We've seen him go downfield on multitude occasions. In that game against Lures, he was able to find his tight end, Preston McElroy. You'd almost like to see maybe some smaller intermediate routes to see if that can't get the passing game going just a little bit. But to be honest with you, Elkhart Central really hasn't been able to stop that run game. And it's one of those things, John, where if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we'll see what the Legends do. They're going to get the ball coming out here in the second half.
and I imagine they're going to have the wind at their back in the third quarter. Therefore, Elkhart Central will have it in the second half. But you're 100% right. The star running back, Mark Brownlee, looks like he's probably playing at maybe 60%. When he was able to get that block, he really had to limp to get there. I'm not sure how much more he's going to be able to play in this game. The other running back that they have gone to has been number 3, which is Ricky Rocha. Rocha's kind of a tight end wing back. He can kind of do a little bit of everything for Elkhart Central. He's got 2 carries for 17 yards for an average of 8.5 yards per carry. And the second player is Drew Stymick, who's got 5 carries for 6 yards. So the defensive front seven's doing a great job for Northside. Once again, just that little hiccup there in the first quarter. It was that 72-yard bomb to Kyron Pearson where he got behind both defenders. But you really got to like what Northside's doing in this game. Got to remember, John Harrell, which everybody in the state of Indiana loves John Harrell, is arguably one of the best sports websites in the country. He picked Elkhart Central to win 52-3. I think Northside's doing a little bit better than that.
Already doubling up the expected point total, and on the other side, certainly preventing Elkhart Central from going off offensively. That said, Northside is down 2 scores, 17-6 here at the break, and we're just a few minutes away from getting the second half started. What do you think, Jeff, the Legends need to do to pull off what would really be an epic comeback?
Well, keep control of the ball. 2 turnovers, they were costly. The second one directly led to the touchdown. And I really think get Ronald Collins in space and let him continue to run the ball. Use the read option with Alex Holiday Robinson. We did see the direct handoff to Robinson get stuffed, but that was one of the only times he's been stuffed in this game. Obviously, when he gets ahead of steam, he's hard to bring down. He keeps his legs moving. He's an outstanding running back that's really burst on the scene in Fort Wayne this year. Defensively, they can't get beat with the long ball. You saw in that last interception by Jalen Harris, they had 2 DBs into position. Once again, Elkhart Central, you kind of questioned them throwing deep into the wind, but it did connect on that long pass to Pearson that went all the way down to the 12-yard line. So keep the ball in front of them when Elkhart Central goes through the air. Continue what they're doing against the Elkhart run game. And once again, you know, with Brownlee kind of a shell of himself, I'd love to see that kid at 100%. It's obvious that, you know, structure-wise, he's built for the game of football, and especially being a running back. So I'm really excited for this second half, and I'm really excited to see what happens with the 2-headed monster of Ronald Collins III, only a sophomore, the quarterback for Northside, and Alex Holiday Robinson, the junior, who started his career at Carroll High School.
The Legends coming off a 2-7 regular season that was highlighted by a 52-49 win against Bishop Lures, a team that's well on its way to advancing in its opening round game of its 3A sectional.
Yes.
Can the Legends pull off a legendary win again here? They had the other regular season win against Southside, but talking about a program that hasn't won in the postseason since 2013, a chance to maybe do that in the second half.
Yeah, and with Bishop Lures, I got a text asking me what's the record for touchdowns in a quarter. Obviously, they had 54 at halftime, so I don't know, but it sounds like they might have had a big first or second quarter there at Bishop Lures. And Summit City Sports, Reggie Hayes, the Hall of Famer, formerly with the New Sentinel. Unfortunately, the New Sentinel shut their doors, but Reggie Hayes is writing for Summit City Sports, and he's at Bishop Lures. I can't wait to see that story tonight. He usually gets them posted about 1 or 2 in the morning. But the Hall of Famer, Reggie Hayes, he was there to do a feature on Jordan Presley and this opening sectional round for Bishop Lures. But it sounds like Lures got some fireworks going on there at Lures Field.
Yeah, more than one guy to follow there for the Knights on their quest for a 3A title. Reggie Hayes was also on the scene for that north side win that snapped their 20-game losing streak. And this is a group that clearly is gritty, tough. They take the lead of their head coach, and despite Coach Brevard having to overcome some major obstacles in his life, and kids on this team in similar fashion, talking about stuff away from the field, but they've been able to persevere through that, and now trying to persevere through an 11-point halftime deficit.
Yeah, John, I just wanted to kind of use this time here. Looking at John Harrell here, we have the Sagarin ratings. Elkhart Central is ranked 52nd overall, 9th in 5A. Northside is ranked 180th overall, 32nd in 5A. I think it's very easy to seed the playoffs. I'm not sure why we're not doing it in the state of Indiana. Once again, I think it's pretty clear. In Class 1A through 5A, you split it right in the middle of the state. You got the northern half of the region, the southern half of the region. Use the Sagarin ratings, and you have to incorporate the mercy rule. They're doing that in the state of Ohio. I believe Michigan's doing it as well. It only makes sense. I mean, think about it. The teams that's getting beat really bad, they're ready for their season to end and start a new one the next year. The team that's doing the beating, well, they want to stay healthy. They don't want any unfortunate injuries heading on to the next round. But in Class 6A, you have to open it up statewide. There's just not enough teams, and it's just not fair that Warren Central and Ben Davis year in, year out are playing each other in the sectional round, while Carmel's in the northern half of the region. So I'd like to see what kind of talks transpire from that. But we got 1 minute away from kickoff, and we'll take one more break. This is Indiana High School sectional football on SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
So back deep for Northside, looks like Theo Redmond and Antrell Franklin for your legend, and kicking it off. He's been doing it all day. He's a good kicker for Elkhart Central. It's Brian Mullins, a senior at 5'11", 170.
Had a couple of extra points, a field goal, and he had 2 touchbacks.
Yes, sir.
In the first half.
Expect another right here with the wind at his back. Nope, he's going to lay off that one a little bit. Never mind.
Well, you're right. I think it didn't look like a maximum effort, and as a combination of his leg strength and the wind at his back, that one appeared effortless for a touchback.
The ball does explode off his foot, and, John, it wouldn't be the first time I was wrong tonight. But, John, just going back to the whole playoff scenario, I don't think we really need to confuse things a little bit. Indiana's a smaller state as far as the number of high school and the number of football programs, so every team can make the playoffs. We don't have to be like Illinois, Ohio, and Michigan, where, you have to have 5 wins to qualify and 6 wins to automatically get in. But, sorry, I'll quit.
Well, with your batting average, maybe not set for the Hall of Fame, but you could be a commissioner.
It looks like we're going to have pass interference downfield there. So, once again, I said maybe not go long, but that time it's going to work in Northside favor. I mean, that looked like it was in triple coverage.
Yeah, coming out of the gate, it was Ronald Collins looking for Antrell Franklin. And rather than defensive pass interference, it's offensive pass interference here on Franklin. So the first play of the second half from scrimmage is a penalty.
Yeah, and all we need to do there is just keep the camera on the field so we can see what's going on. Don't need to go up in the air and catch that ball, and we'll be good.
It's a 10-yard penalty against the Legends. The sophomore Collins gives it off for the junior Alexander Holiday Robinson, who scampers across the original line of scrimmage up to the 25 to set up a second and manageable.
Alex Holiday Robinson shot out of there like a cannon. And once again, arm tackles is not going to bring him down. He's a very persistent runner.
2nd and 5. Collins keeps it. Dancing. First down.
Look at the composure on that stutter step there. Collins knows his way. He knows how to maneuver around a football field there. Ronald Collins, I do believe Northside's going to win and lose with his feet.
Strong work on the offensive line. On the right side there, Reggie Telemack and Brandon Brundridge. 1st and 10 for Northside. Collins brings a high snap down, hands it off for Holiday Robinson, who picks up a yard or so and nothing more. 2nd and long on deck.
Yeah, and a great job there by Collins Jr. handling that high snap. Of course, in the first quarter, it wasn't as easy, still getting used to the conditions, and it resulted in a turnover. Big Laz Miller from Elkhart Central picking it up for the Blue Blazers.
Each side with 2 turnovers in the first half. First possession of the third quarter now. It's 2nd and 8. Collins faked the handoff. His first option, or first avenue, was plugged up. And really nowhere else to go. Now 3rd and long here for Northside as the Legends trail by 11 in the first round of the state tournament.
Coach Josh Shattuck and his staff obviously making some adjustments at halftime right there as they were able to bottle up Ronald Collins here. Now another 3rd and long situation for Northside, not what the Legends want to be in.
It's only Collins in the backfield. Now Holiday Robinson's in motion.
Yeah.
Turnover. And Elkhart Central up by 11. Now has it around the north side 20.
Yeah, you play with fire. Every once in a while you're going to get burned there. Ronald Collins really didn't even have an opportunity to field that one, John, as well, kind of did go through his hands just a little bit high. So that's a huge turnover for the Legends. Not a good way to start the second half. It's going to be Isaiah Chandler, the junior quarterback, and the Blue Blazers. He's going to have Stymick in the backfield with him.
Elkhart Central scored 10 points off Northside turnovers in the first half. Stymick with a first down inside the 10.
Yeah, somebody here in the press box was talking about Momo, and the momentum is most definitely with the Blue Blazers right now.
Right around the same spot on the field where Northside had its first turnover on a fumble in the first quarter. Scamper for a touchdown. Handoff. Stymack. He's in. Touchdown, Elkhart Central.
Yeah, and I think it's just one of those things where it's kind of like that 11-run inning when you're in Little League. When one thing goes wrong, a bunch of things go wrong. And this is a young Northside team. And you wish for something like this not to happen, that they can respond with a good defensive stand. But once again, this is early in the third. Collins with the ATs.
And he does. 24-6, Elkhart Central over Northside.
Runners are running. Play
from the crucial celebration. We are Summit Sports isn't just a business. It's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St. Francis, and Big Eye Fish, that we can produce our broadcast viewed by hundreds of thousands. And
support Summit City Sports. Become a
Drew Stymack did not have a rushing touchdown during the regular season. He's got one in the playoffs now, and Elkhart Central leads Northside 24-6. Brian Mullins on the kickoff, and not much of a return available for Antrell. The special teams unit, Central, picking up where the defense just.
Yeah, you know who made that tackle? Number 5, Drew Stymack, the same one that just scored the touchdown. John, it's safe to say he's feeling it right now.
Feeling it indeed. A 7-yard touchdown run, as Elkhart Central has now scored 17 points to lead by without any points on a couple of turnovers for Elkhart Central. Northside starting at its own 12, 1st and 10. As his first completion day, RJ Armstrong brings it in. Just short of a first down. Maybe something to build off, though, right there for Ronald Collins and the passing game. Down by a few scores.
Well, that's 100%.
One of the senior stars for this green, red, and white team. They gave him credit for the first down there. Now Collins, a flag is in.
And look, it's in the area of face mask there. Collins was able.
Just thinking the same. At times this year, Elkhart Central has had the pass. They lead by 8 themselves on a number of occasions, including right here. That's a personal foul on the face mask, 15-yard penalty to move the sticks for Northside.
John, you saw it right there. The front of the helmet just went a clear sign right there that Ronald Collins yanked towards the ground.
Can the Legends get some rhythm on offense again? There have been a couple of moments here where they've really had Elkhart Central on their heels, but it has not been consistent. Collins picks up.
And the yards are harder to come by for Ronald Collins III, why the Legends get the pass game going. But, John, it's significant right now that the Legends will have the wind at their back to in the fourth quarter.
Any advantage a factor. 2nd and 8. Holiday Robinson gets pushed from behind to his benefit because there was no hole.
Yeah, in that situation, Alex the 2 patient and number 6, Vinny Ambrose, the sophomore, 160, kind of caught him from behind as he was waiting for his lead blocker, number 50, Demetrius Clark, the senior offensive lineman, 6'5", 260.
3rd and 2.
Elkhart Central's manned up here on the receivers.
This is sacked. The senior, last year a standout on offense. Right now, key piece to this Elkhart Central defense. 4th and 7 now for Northside, and it's only midway through the 3rd quarter. But you get the feeling that right here in.
Yeah, Ricky.
Not enough for Collins on 4th and 7. It's a turnover on downs midway through the third quarter. Elkhart sent field position, 18-point lead.
Legends have gone for. Back to Rocha. 9 games played, 60 tackles with 10 tackles for a loss on the season. The 60 tackles and the 10 tackles for a loss lead Elkhart Central.
At the 42. Elkhart Central. Drew Steinbach, and he's stymied.
Yeah, Miller, sophomore linebacker, 6', 190. Steinbach was able to get away from his initial grasp, but then was walled off as he tried to bounce it outside, and there was Miller to finish him off. Still, Northside come up with a turnover.
Second and 9. Isaiah Chandler, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Chandler's got a nice arm, but he's been a little bit that we've seen where he's had a guy who's overthrown him right up the middle. Just, that's speed on speed there. You can see the athleticism of Rocha, not getting juked by Ronald Collins and coming up with the play, getting them to the ground. Really doubt that we see Mark Brownlee here in the second half. Now,
yard line, the defense all over it right there. Dejon Ross, a safety number 7 with the tackle.
And I love that play by Ross. He makes the initial hit out of bounds. He could put him down. You see kids do that. He kept his composure and later.
4th and 8. Central's going to go for it. Trying to keep the foot on the gas. North side right now in need of a stop.
That's going to be a timeout there by Elkhart Central as the coach. And I hate to keep harping on it, but I'm just really impressed here with Northside. And you see him wrap up right there. He could have easily tried to throw him to the ground. He had Steinbach in the grass, but he laid up. That right there shows sportsmanship. I'm telling you, I like the direction of this program.
The word that comes to mind there, and I know something that's important to Coach Brevard is not only making these guys better football players, but making them better young men, and not only on the field, but that is off the field, in the classroom. And
you talked about here, one of his men, Dennis Going, another figure for part of his career at St. Francis and now at Northside.
All right, Chandler going deep. He's got his man down near the goal line. It's a first down and more for the Blue Blazers.
Yeah, it sure was all that, and of course it was a 72-yard touchdown by Elkhart, but Stalker comes in to today's game with 8 receptions for 134 yards, an average of 16 points.
North side 2.
And that was a 38-yard reception by Stalker.
Touchdowns in the season, 2. And
yeah, yesterday the sideline Swami told me that Elkhart Central, first off, he said he didn't see that Northside had a chance in this game, and he had Elkhart.
And Mullins hasn't missed tonight. On for another extra point try. Cameron Wiltfong, the backup quarterback, is the holder. The flag. a penalty for
Score is now Elkhart Central 31. 6.
John, things definitely be hard to do it on the ground. Elkhart Central really had Ronald Collins' number on that last series. But we'll see what Coach Brevard can dial up here in the possession of the, of course, if there's no turnover.
Right, and again, it is a Northside team, though, that has shown what kind of character it has. They had lost 20 games in a row.
The game of the year.
52-49 win at Bishop Luers. Helped earn Coach Brevard State Coach of the Week honors, recognized by the Colts. Although, he's a really humble guy. He's self-described as an introvert, so he's not one to be the center of attention necessarily, but was just happy for his kids that they got to experience the euphoria of a win in which they won. But for him, in their case, out of beating Homestead. Now, they came up short in that one, but responded with a win against Southside. And last 2 times out in the regular season at Northrop and at home against Concordia, they were right in games. Wound up losing at Northrop by 6, and then at home to Concordia by 11, 21-10. Finished the regular season 1-4 on the road, and right now up against it on the road at Elkhart Central.
Yeah, 54-6. Luers was up in the third quarter.
Alexander Holiday Robinson on a loss.
Yeah, Rocha was back there. Elkhart Central starting to get aggressive here, and Northrop does not have the antidote. We'll take another look at that one right there. Ricky Rocha, a lot of collegiate programs really like that young man.
Including some in Fort Wayne. 2nd and 15. Holiday Robinson, nowhere to go. Roca in on that play and got some help as well. Laz Miller, a defensive end, number 1.
Once again, I talked about Preston McElroy. And there was a pass intended for him earlier in the game. But in that Luers game, they found very interesting ways of getting him involved and with a short yardage pass. So right now, those direct handoffs, Elkhart Central's in that north side backfield. They're going to spread it out here with an empty backfield, and we'll see what Ronald Collins can do.
Yeah, Holiday Robinson joins him. Collins on 3rd and 16, picks up a few.
Once again on the read option, that time it was 72. Arvante Taylor, the senior offensive lineman. A lot of times there, Ronald Collins, you look for him to have the cut back there, but there was his offensive lineman to cut right back into.
4th and 13 for Northside, and the Legends going into the wind right now will punt.
Once again, we can take a look at this Elkhart Central defense. Is back to return it is going to be Kyron Pearson. But, man, they are getting back there fast.
That punt may have been deflected.
Yeah, it was.
And it takes a Blue Blazers roll out at the 16.
So just like we saw a 5-yard punt in the first quarter, that one's going to be even shorter.
-1 net.
Ball is placed at the 21-yard line.
Check that.
Yeah, I want to say that was a gain of 2 yards. Well, if they mark it at the 16, that's going to be a 3-yard. Right now on the scoreboard, they got it at the 15-yard line. Either way, it's just not good.
The ball is on the 16-yard line.
That is the best summation.
So once again, a short field. Like I said, John Harrell has got one of the best websites around as far as high school athletics is concerned. Those Sagarin ratings, Man.
Isaiah Chandler is brought down. Well, gotta love the spirit right there on the defensive side. Theo Redmond, he's the leading tackler for Northside, no matter the situation.
Yeah, most certainly there for Theo Redmond because he snuffed that play out. He was one person that was not fooled on the read option. Let's check out number 9 there, middle backer position. Man, once you get in his grasp, you're not getting away. That's Theo Redmond. Theo, just a junior once again. I really like this team that Coach Brevard is bringing back.
Pump, pass.
That's thrown out of bounds. That's an uncatchable ball right there. Good defense by Ladonis Williams, senior DB, 5'6", 128. But, man, on that play, looked like he was 6 foot 2 hundo.
It was Spencer Stalker who caught it, albeit out of bounds. Stalker, earlier in this quarter, was on the receiving end of a big 4th down conversion for Elkhart Central.
And Jalen Harris also in on the coverage.
3rd and 10. Stymax short of the 1st down.
Doing a very good job being elusive right there. Just takes those 1 to 2 inch, little movements with his upper body there to elude the tackles.
4th and 3.
Stymax really filled in admirably here, coming into his own in the second half. Remember, in the first half, the yards were hard to come by for number 5 for Elkhart Central. Stymax was held to just 1.2 yards per carry, 5 carries, 6 yards.
4th and 3 for Elkhart Christian.
Nice.
Stymax.
You know who that was?
Who else?
Theo
Redmond.
Yes,
Gets
sir.
low.
Yes, sir. Number 9 is having himself a game right here. The wheels coming off a little bit, but not for that young man, Theo Redmond. He's a leader for these Legends, and obviously he wants the rest of the team to take suit. We're going to take another play or another look at that play. As you can see, Chandler dropping back into the shotgun here. They're trying to speed up the play a little bit. Handoff goes to Stymax. Redmond just fills the hole. He's a good instinctive defender for the Legends. Nice turnover on downs.
With 90 seconds left in the third quarter, an opportunity for the Legends now to do something offensively and try to get back in this.
Well, I will say that the wind, instead of blowing right to left on your screen, it looks like the rain's now coming straight down. So the wind has really calmed down. Well, not so much on the field as you see the banners over there. Oh, boy, that was thrown to nobody.
Second and 10.
Arvante Taylor was the closest Legend to that ball.
The ball is still on the 8-yard line.
I just want to say hats off to the Elkhart Central staff here at this beautiful stadium. They have been super courteous. Their AD, Buck, an old coach, Brian Buckley, a super nice guy, and the hospitality here has been second to none.
For everyone but the Legends, that's a safety.
Yes, sir.
Laz Miller among those pressuring Ronald Collins III.
Yeah, Laz Miller has been pretty good in this game. I believe he's come up with 2 fumble recoveries and now a sack in the end zone for 2 points. Laz Miller, actually that looked like that was number 40. Is that Patrick Yeakley? We'll look at that one more time here. Number 1 is Yaz. And that was Rocha also back there. So Collins had nowhere to run. That's number 46, which is Jake Smith.
33-6. And now, after the safety, Northside will kick it to Elkhart Central.
once again, John, athletic director Brian Buckley, the assistant athletic director Josh Shattuck, the athletic coordinator Betsy Delks, the principal Frank Surge. These people are first class here at Elkhart Central. And, in a couple of years here, not next year, but the year after, Elkhart Memorial will be no longer, and Elkhart Central's high school will be a middle school, and all these kids will move over to Memorial. I'm not sure if they'll keep that name, but they will be playing here at Rice Stadium.
And the school here with a long history, they'll be called the Lions. It's interesting to know that Elkhart Central here has had its doors opened officially since 1972, but once upon a time, going all the way back to 1872 is when the first high school in Elkhart opened. There was just the one school for a century. Then the two were divided into Elkhart Central, Elkhart Memorial, with Elkhart Central hanging on to the colors and the nickname Blazers. But
I really like the nickname Blue Blazers. It's unique.
It sounds kind of formal.
Well, once again, that was Theo Redmond, man. He is sideline to sideline in this game, making plays for Northside.
Could put together a recruiting highlight video just off the action tonight.
Absolutely. Theo Redmond making a name for himself all season long, as he's one of the top tacklers in the SAC as well as Northside.
And in the flat, Davis with the catch, and Davis is off to the races. Davis has another gear. Touchdown, Blue Blazers. Dominic Davis. Oh my!
And I think that was Quincy Moore on the far sideline that had him somewhat wrapped up, but Davis just skated right through that arm tackle.
We've seen some fast players on the field tonight. No one there could catch up to Dominic Davis.
He's listed at 5'4", 140 with a 4.140. At least that's what it looked like.
At one point, this was a 14-6 game. And for some period of the first half, Northside, even when trailing, felt like in a way it had control of the pace of the game in a couple points.
Yeah.
But the second half has clearly been a different story. It was 17-6 at the half. And you can't even say second half has been a different story. This third quarter has just gotten out of hand as Elkhart Central has put it together. And Northside right now, in all phases, struggling.
Let's just take one more look at this play. There's Dominic Davis right there. And you see, what was that? Just lunging at the receiver. That's not going to bring a man like that down. You see how fast he is. We'll watch one more time here. Don't want to beat a dead horse, but, folks, you have to absolutely wrap up. That was like an Olay. Coach Brevard is not going to be happy about that attempt in the film room.
State sectionals here for the loser. The season ends, and the winner advances to play next week against Goshen.
Once again, it's kind of nice covering a game where our guys aren't just slopped in mud. And obviously that's an advantage here for Elkhart Central, as Northside's only played one game on a surface like this all year long, and that was the game at Homestead, with which Northside did lose 36-7. If it were played in the slop, might be a little closer than 34 points.
Dominic Davis probably isn't going 54 yards there after the catch with that kind of speed.
Yeah.
Well, that said, still always nice to see how St. Francis opens its doors to Bishop Darcy Stadium and allowed Northside a chance to get a practice in on the field turf leading up to this game. And just one example of St. Francis giving back to the local high school teams. Collins in the first half ran for 100 yards, and there was just nowhere to go here in this third quarter.
And it's just amazing how we're seeing Collins, or they're running right into the back of the offensive lineman. I'm not sure what the confusion is there, but it just seems like there's been a lot of opportunities for Collins to extend a play or something, and every single time there's an offensive lineman acting as a wall instead of a blocker.
Collins airs it out, incomplete. Into the wind.
Yeah, from what we've seen in this game, if there is a flaw in the quarterback, it might be his arm strength and getting that ball downfield.
Now 3rd and 8 with 8.8 seconds to go in this third quarter.
So once again, Elkhart's been on man coverage all day. They do not respect the pass game of Northside.
Legends go to the ground game for the final play in the third quarter. After 3, it's Elkhart Central 40, Northside 6. It's the IHSAA State Tournament on SummitCitySports.com.
Runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St. Francis, and Big Eye Fish, that we can produce our broadcast viewed by hundreds of thousands in Northeast Indiana.
Support Summit City Sports. Become a sponsor. Join our winning team today. Well, folks, we're back here at Rice Field, and once again, Elkhart Memorial, their last season, and Elkhart Central's last season will be next season, and then they will merge together and just be called Elkhart. Their mascot will be the Lions, and that's named after the traveling trophy between the two schools, the Mangy Lion. So the Elkhart Lions, and they're going to be blue and gold, and you see the blue and gold E right there in the center of the turf. This beautiful artificial surface with no mud.
Elkhart Central right now on defense as Northside gets creative, and the pass is incomplete. Ronald Collins, the quarterback, and that spot wound up as the intended target. A little Northside special, so to speak.
Yeah, Vinny Ambrose, just playing center field out there for Elkhart, hawked that ball down and beat it down for the Blue Blazers.
Now 4th and 6, and the Legends will punt.
Yeah.
Check that. That was 4th down, and now it's turnover on downs.
Yeah, and I don't know if I agree with going for it there on the 26-yard line. You got to practice good habits. That's like Tecmo Bowl.
Well, nothing to lose, so to speak, at this point for Northside. And at least one player is certainly exemplifying that in Theo Redmond, who's going all out and has to be around double figures in tackles.
Well, John, the only thing you have to lose is proving John Harrell right, which was kind of a slap in the face when he predicted that score, but now it's proving to be true. John Harrell predicted 52-3.
Our friend Brett Rump back in Fort Wayne
28-27.
Optimistically for Northside, it was calling for a 1-point game.
Well, to be honest with you, and I will be honest, I was with Rump. I thought this was going to be a much closer game.
And again, note that Elkhart Central has done this without its starting running back, Mark Brownlee, playing most of the game. He was utilized some in the first half. That said, as he is dealing with a high ankle sprain, didn't have the same effectiveness as he has demonstrated throughout the regular season with 1,400 plus yards and 15 touchdowns, averaging 7 yards a carry.
And I will say, John, you know, in the original Tecmo Bowl, if you had Randall Cunningham, you could throw it 75 yards for a touchdown. Or if you had Bo Jackson, you could straight run over everybody.
That was real life with Bo Jackson too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
The starting quarterback, Isaiah Chandler, no longer in the game. It's now Cameron Wiltfong, a sophomore.
Nice play there by Trey Scholes. Trey goes 6'4", 192. Bo Jackson was the most dominant football player I ever watched play. Matter of fact, he was so strong that he ripped his own hip out of his own socket when a tackler was dragging his right leg.
And right now, as we're still in the midst of the baseball playoffs, he did stuff on a baseball field that a lot of people say they've never seen before or since.
Yeah.
For anyone out there who...
Well, I've never seen somebody run up the wall like he did after making that catch. And some of the home runs he hit were bombs.
2nd and 9, the pass is incomplete. For anyone who's out there watching, not old enough to have remembered Bo Jackson playing football or baseball, check out the 30 for 30 that was done on him in the last few years. That gives you a bit of a feel for what kind of special athlete he was.
Hey, the Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells one was really good too.
You like that? I haven't seen that one.
Very, very.
As a football guy, that resonate for you?
They're two winners.
3rd and 9. Wiltfong picks up some of what's needed.
That was Scholes with another tackle from behind there. He's showing some really great speed, though, out there, and agility for Scholes.
And here's a spot now for Elkhart Central. Up by 34, it's still a chance to get better. And if they're looking to continue to make some noise here in this Class 5A Sectional 10, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but looking ahead next week, a Goshen team that went 1-8 in the regular season is awaiting. Brian Mullins, his 2nd field goal tonight, and the 2nd one that he's made. 43-6. If you're Elkhart Central, want to make sure that within reason here, you're playing hard, you're getting better over these final 8 minutes, 45 seconds, and then you got to like your chances at home against Goshen. On the other side of this bracket, next week, it'll be Concord and Elkhart Memorial. Concord 4-5 in the regular season, Elkhart Memorial 3-6 in the regular season. So if you're paying attention there, of the 5 teams here in this sectional, no one was even 500 in the regular season. So really, anyone's for the taking.
Well, I'll tell you what, John, you know what Elkhart Central's doing here? They're putting to bed that 49-0 loss against New Prairie.
Great point, yeah. And that was something that Coach Shattuck said. They probably handled differently, being that it came in the last week of the regular season, than if it had occurred in maybe week 2. You have something like that happen in week 2, you're trying to really grab your team's attention, and you're going just all out to rectify the mistakes that were made. Last week, different approach. Didn't want to be too hard on his team, get guys down emotionally going into a clean slate now in the playoffs. And again, they were without their star running back, Mark Brownlee. It was game played in pouring rain. They have responded, though, in a nice way. Now on the return for Northside.
Well, you saw Theo Redmond there just jump right in front of Jordan Turner to field that kickoff return. And you know what? Theo Redmond deserves it. He is playing 110% out there. He still has enthusiasm where you see a lot of the heads kind of drooping a little bit for some of the Legends guys.
Yeah, taking charge in a variety of ways right now.
I'm going to tell you what, though, Laz Miller, the senior defensive lineman, he's dancing over here on the sideline, so you know his head's not drooping. He's actually very happy.
Collins can't connect with Antrell Franklin.
Deep ball hasn't been there all night for Northside. You know, Northside, a winless team last year, picking up 2 wins this season. Once again, in that 43-37 loss against Northrop, Ronald Collins III had 2 pick sixes in that game. I got to believe it, one of those on the 1-yard line, so that's a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown. They win that game, you know, without those. So it's been a great season for this team. They can compete.
Ronald Collins, it's picked off.
Yeah, the deep ball just hasn't been working for him, John. That looks like an interception by number 35? 85. Everybody's getting involved. But, you know, that's a nice moment for that young man.
Glad to know we're not the only ones with issues.
Oh,
viewing the
reading
numbers,
these numbers,
though,
not even close.
I'm sure the hometown guys are having a tough time.
Yeah, even the folks at home can see. You know where this all started, too, John. It's the NBA Christmas Day uniforms. Okay, but, you know, a little bit different on a basketball court than it is on a football field when you're up in a press box or really even in the stands, especially here at the high school level when you have a track around the field.
That's the origin, the NBA?
That's the only thing I can come up with. The Christmas Day uniforms. They're sweet.
Well, it certainly has been a trend.
Remember
in
the Miami
recent years.
Heat had the white on white?
Did the Lakers ever wear black on Christmas?
Yeah, I think so.
And they might have had some purple on black. But in college football, it's definitely been a trend seeing uniforms like this. Trouble on the snap, and Northside adds another defensive highlight. And then after the Legends showed a nice amount of discipline through the first 3+ quarters, a flag comes in at the end of that play, likely a personal foul.
Well, this is what you don't want to see happen in this situation. They've played such a good, clean game all season long, and right away, Coach going over to Scholes as he walks to the sideline with his head down. This team's going to rebound, you know. This has been a good year for them. Unfortunately, they went up against a game Elkhart Central squad here. I didn't think that this kind of deficit would be possible without Brownlee being 100%, but hats off to the Blue Blazers. They got depth. They are fundamentally sound. Their quarterback, Isaiah Chandler, has proved that Chandler missed a lot of plays out there, okay? He overthrew about 3 or 4 guys, a couple of those for scores, but he also connected on some big ones, none bigger than the 72-yard touchdown reception to open the game for Elkhart.
Elkhart Central, by the way, opened the season against Elkhart Memorial and won 38-7 on the road.
Yeah.
They also faced Goshen in week 2, won 52-6.
Yeah, they're going to play them next week.
Got to think that
was here actually at Rice Field.
Elkhart Central has to like its chances as much as anyone else. 2nd and 3 awaiting Elkhart Central.
You know, Northside, now the Legends in their, second year? You know, they actually changed their name to the Legends the same year that Goshen changed it to the Red Hawks, I believe. Both were formerly the Redskins. Goshen going the way of Miami of Ohio, going to the Red Hawks. Actually, Naperville Central, which is the alma mater to Sean Payton, also going from the Redskins to the Red Hawks.
That's a good multiple levels of trivia right there. There's a trivia question and a bonus question packaged together.
Hey, every once in a while, the sun shines.
Under the lights right now, 7 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 3 for Elkhart Central.
I'd like to remind folks that this Sunday we are going to be at McMillan Community Center for the Always 100 Girls Jamboree.
A fumble on the snap. The Legends recover, and Northside back on the board. A defensive score.
That's Theo Redmond, the sophomore defensive lineman.
Another glimpse into the future for Northside. Redmond, 6'2", 195 pounds. Shows off his athleticism with the scoop, a sprint, and a score.
Let's take another look. Mr. Theo Redmond, little fumble there on the handoff by the Blue Blazers. Johnny on the spot. Redmond for 6.
Two-point try. Collins.
Oh, my.
Swatted down. Nice coverage. Although there's a flag. Pass interference. Which side? It's a defensive pass interference. And Northside will get another crack at it.
Pass interference on Elkhart Central.
Ball moved up to the 1. Collins sneaks it. That's 2.
Collins, the carrier, and
43-14.
is good. Score now is 43-14 in favor of Elkhart Central.
Both runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St. Francis, and Big Eye Fish, that we can produce our broadcast viewed by hundreds of thousands in Northeast Indiana.
Support Summit City Sports. Become a sponsor. Join our winning team today. Back at Rice Field with 6:41 left to play in the fourth quarter. It's 43-14. A 46-yard fumble recovery by number 25, Theo Redmond. The two-point conversion QB sneak by Ronald Collins III is good. Northside right now pulling to within 29 points of the lead. Kick was out of bounds on a pooch try. I got to tell you, Max Preps, there's a high school in Texas had the best onside kick I've ever seen. They brought everybody into the middle but left one guy over on the sideline. And then the kicker, instead of kicking it straight forward, kicked it over to the sideline. The guy ran 10 yards and grabbed it. Only in Texas, man. That's some creativity.
More traditional look right now for Northside for a potential onside kick. It's crazy, though. You always, and now thanks to the internet where there's video of just about everything, you can still see stuff that you never saw before. There was that one college game this year with the fake fair catch.
Oh, that's going to be Northside right there. I mean, you're down by 29 points with 6 minutes left, but you can still you can still, practice some good things, still build on a lot of good plays here in the fourth quarter. John, this wind has really died down tremendously. You'll remember in the first half, almost every kickoff going in that direction was almost going through the end zone.
That was a really impressive onside kick attempt by Braden West. However, it winds up Elkhart Central ball with 6:36 left.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, doesn't appear as if it's Northside's night here, so that'll eliminate one SAC team.
Yeah.
You already knew that there was going to be another SAC team eliminated tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be Southside.
Head-to-head matchup between Southside and Wayne. Wayne won. So 8 remaining. You had a few teams on bye tonight. The 6A schools, Snyder, Carroll, and Homestead. Still Cameron Wiltfong, the backup quarterback, leading the offense now for EC. They got some winners tonight. Bishop Dwenger, Bishop Lures.
I got to tell you, I think we're the only team still going. Dwenger winning it 42-14 over Logansport.
On the road.
Look at Logansport with those all orange-red uniforms. What color is that?
And you can catch all these games again, including archived replays, on Summit City Sports' Facebook page and on YouTube. And while you're at it, catch the highlights on Twitter at 260sports.
Well, you know what, John? You can also watch them at SummitCitySports.com. You can download the IHSAA.TV.org app. You can watch them that way as well if you want to watch them on your big screen TV. A lot of people will pull up YouTube on the 50-inch TV. Some people have 60 inches TVs and watch them that way. So a lot of different ways that you can watch these games. But really, we just want them out there for the kids so that they can learn from them, so that the younger kids can look up to these role models, because these guys right here on the field are role models to a number of kids in Fort Wayne.
No question. And that's what's great to see now here in the North Side community, where hopefully right now you got more and more little kids who are looking up to these players, seeing them win a couple games this year, seeing them down to the wire in other games, seeing them with a spirited effort here in a state tournament game.
Looks like Wayne winning it, was it 50-12? I'm not sure if that's a final, but Wayne a big winner. Heritage and Lures, Lures won that one. They were up by like 48 points at halftime. But I'll see if I can find a final for you. Sounds like Angola got a win at the Culver Military Academy. That's a big win. 63-24. That was Lures late in the fourth, so it looks like they took their foot off the gas pedal. They won. Lures will who will they be playing next week?
Didn't print that bracket out.
I'll come up with that for you shortly. Now, Concordia and Lakeland. I do believe Concordia was going to win that one.
Personal foul, and more than that, an ejection.
Yeah, it's, from what started off being such a good day with all the hoopla, if you will, you just hate to see that. Man, I get it. You're down by 29, but the number one word we said in the first half was composure. And here's where you need it.
That helped to keep Northside in the game.
Here's where you need it more than ever. You're gracious in wins and defeats. And I know that Coach Brevard will use this as a teaching tool for his young men there at Northside. John, do you have a player of the game? I do. Well, while you're going through...
Can I guess who your player of the game is?
Sure.
So Elkhart Central's put up 43 points, but I'm going to guess that you're going to go with a guy who's not on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, for Elkhart Central?
Yeah.
No, I was actually going to say their quarterback with those big throws. Actually, he did miss a few, so.
Isaiah Chandler? Yeah. I thought you might throw a curveball and go with Ricky Rocha.
Yeah, and
defense.
Laz Miller is another guy that you could say there. Isaiah Chandler.
I think Isaiah Chandler stepped up as starting running back, not at 100% tonight. And in a way, there were the two biggest plays of the game. I think in reflection, you could say were the big pass plays. Yeah. The opening touchdown on a 3rd and 8 when it was a ball lofted deep down the field, wound up being a 72-yard touchdown on the catch and run. Here's a pitch on 2nd and 13. But then the other one was...
That was a good job right there by number 42, Quincy Moore, wrapping up and taking the man down to the ground. And it's good for Elkhart Central that they're getting some of these young pups into the game and getting them some game experience. Snyder at Carroll next week, Homestead at Northrop. It should be Concordia at Belmont, West Noble at Lures, Leo at Bishop Dwenger, Wayne at either New Haven or Columbia City, and Goshen at Northside is not going to happen.
But for all those other schools, you continue to follow along here on SummitCitySports.com and on social media.
Goshen's going to be here at Rice Field to take on these Elkhart Central Blue Blazers.
Completed screen pass. Negative play, though, for Elkhart Central.
That was Demarion Williams, a junior, at 5'11", 165 for Elkhart Central.
So Friday night football just about in the books here in Northeast Indiana. Notre Dame fans this weekend, it's a bye week north of the border, and we're not too far from Michigan, where we are here, qualifies as Michiana. Big in-state rivalry game between Michigan coming off an emphatic win on Saturday night in primetime against Wisconsin, matched up against Michigan State. Just pulled off an upset win in front of more than 100,000 at Penn State last week. And locally, fresh off an inspiring comeback last week, what's going on with the Cougars?
You know, the Cougars, the 27-game win streak was snapped, obviously, in the loss against Marion. Marion now is the number 2 ranked team in the country. They are receiving 1 vote for the number 1 ranked team in the country. In our division, they're leading everything, John. Total offense, total defense, you name it. A very good squad now with their backup QB still putting up 50 a game. But St. Francis had lost 2 games in a row, was on the road in Ann Arbor. It was a really weird game. You know, they had bad thunderstorms. It wasn't this past weekend, but the weekend before, so 2 weeks ago. But losing it there, what was the score there? 7-3? Us losing it. Their star, Joe Connor, running back, broke one for 31 yards to break the scoring for Concordia. St. Francis just having a hard time getting on the board.
Here on a 4th and 13. It's a field goal attempt that's good. 38-yarder for Brian Mullins, who, as we have pointed out, Elkhart Central. I don't know. I guess I'm not bold enough to say that they are the favorite now going forward, but as good of a shot it would seem as anyone in this sectional going forward, and even beyond the sectionals now. They've got a weapon in their left-footed kicker, the senior Brian Mullins.
Yeah, Mullins, he's definitely the real deal for this team. And, you know, people want to scoff at a kicker, but wait till you don't have one.
And there aren't too many that are going to make them from 38 yards out into the wind.
You know, and Northside's kicker has had a fantastic season as well, Braden West. He's made a number of big field goals and in the mud, so. Remember, folks, you can catch Reggie Hayes' story as he's going to recap all the SAC teams and look for a nice feature on Jordan Presley. probably the most dynamic offensive weapon in the Summit Athletic Conference. You know, after watching the video of the young man, Mark Brownlee, I thought that Brownlee was a bigger version of Presley, you know, just really, really impressive. But that's Harris. And they're going to get tackled at the 8-yard line, so.
Harris on the return.
Also keep an eye out for Reggie Hayes' end of the season awards.
On that stop.
I'm really curious to see if he ends up putting Joe Tittman, the big offensive tackle, you know, going to Wisconsin as the SAC Player of the Year, because, you know, or Bishop Dwenger, it really didn't matter who was running the ball for them. Every single week it seemed like it was somebody different, whether it's TJ Tittman or Devin Tittman or TJ McGurry. Hayden Ellingers broke off some big runs for them. So I'll be really curious to see who he chooses as his SAC Player of the Year.
Is he going to wait for the postseason to wrap up?
You know, I'm not 100% sure about that.
When you're in the Hall of Fame, you go on your own deadlines, right?
And I'm fine with that.
That's number 15, Olds on the carry.
You're not the editor looking over the shoulder?
Not in that situation. No, sir. We have enough supervisional stuff going on that whenever you can bring in somebody like Reggie, just let him do his thing.
Presumably the final offensive possession of the season right now for Northside, and that's R.J. Armstrong running last minute here. And although this game slipped away from Northside, as we've talked about, though, a lot to be proud of this year in Mike Brevard's program for reasons we pointed out away from the field, but then also for the on-field performance, and with a team that's full of underclassmen. This is a group that you can see next year being in the mix in the SAC. Armstrong airs it out. It's caught by Jordan Turner. Turner, can he go? Yes! 90. Make it 85 yards.
Yeah, that's a good way to end the game here for Northside. I forgot what you were saying there, but big time play. And, you know, like we said, it's just a nice, gives you a little bit of a good feeling. You know, guys are not giving up. And Jordan Turner is only a freshman, folks. He had a huge touchdown in that win against Bishop Lures. There's a lot of really nice-looking young players here to go forward.
As you said there, that's a lasting memory now to take you into the off season. And part of the success of the program under Coach Brevard is that it's becoming more of a year-round program. Guys working out, lifting during the off season, practicing during the summer.
It's at least at St. Francis, it's 11 month out of the year type of thing. And, you know, I hope Coach Brevard will encourage his kids to get into sports like wrestling and maybe run track, you know, stuff like that to really help develop their overall skill set. Touchdown.
R.J. Armstrong for 2.
But I do know that Coach Brevard is a weight room guy. You ever see him in person? Man, he's a big guy, and he's committed to the weight room, and he's just a great person.
.4 ticks to go.
(46-22) your score. But you know what? Elkhart, Indiana is going to be the place to be next week because you have Elkhart Memorial hosting Concord, and now Elkhart Central will be hosting Goshen. So it's going to be some good football being played in the city.
RV capital of the world, high school football capital of Indiana for next Friday.
Well, of course, we got some good games in Fort Wayne as well with West Noble at Bishop Lures, Homestead coming over and taking on the high-powered offense of Northrop. Hey, Northrop
cracked the 3-win total this year. It's the first time since 2012, I believe, that the team got over the hump and got more than 2 wins.
Probably the most fun season in the SAC in some time. On a week-to-week basis, you didn't exactly know what was going to happen.
That's the truth. And with Snyder beating Northrop in one of the best rivalry games in the state, it truly was unpredictable. Yeah, Ania is going to finish this one for Elkhart. You know, I think everybody wearing the navy blue uni on the sideline got to play in this game. And once again, you know, that game experience is really key, especially here in the playoffs, because injuries happen in football. And, you know, football is a game of depth. You know, a team can win one game, but throughout the course of the season, you have to have multiple players. It's why it's the best team sport in the world, in my opinion, is because it takes so many players functioning as one to really make a team successful.
Better team tonight, Elkhart Central, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I made it through, 47 minutes without making that mistake. Final score, Elkhart Central 46, Northside 22. The Blue Blazers are moving on. And the first round of the Class 5A Sectional 10, it's Elkhart Central that advances next week, next Friday. The Blue Blazers will be at home against Goshen. For Northside, it's the end of the 2018 season. Again, hats off to head coach Mike Brevard and his team. Another step forward for the Legends program.
Yeah, absolutely. A fantastic season. I'd like to thank our cameraman, Ryan Stillebauer. Folks, this is just his second ever game running a camera. I thought he did an outstanding job.
The MVP tonight, and 40 degrees and some rain and bearing the elements. A heck of a job by Ryan.
Nobody with Summit City Sports is full-time. A lot of these people do it because they love the kids and they love the sports. And it hurts, sometimes to see all the negative activity on the Facebook page and stuff like that. But there's also there's more positive than the negative, and that's why we do it, and we do it for the kids. So Ryan did a great job. We appreciate Ryan. I appreciate you helping out too, John. Obviously, your full-time gig is a play-by-play man for the Tin Caps, and you do it best. You do a great job. I think you're one of the best voices in minor league baseball. Very
kind of you to say, and thanks a lot for the chance to jump in here and be a part of this IHSAA state tournament here on SummitCitySports.com. Got anything else?
Nope. I think we're out of here from Elkhart, Indiana. Just hats off to the Legends. You guys did a great job this year, and Coach Brevard, keep it up, my man. Coach Brevard played for St. Francis. I work full-time at St. Francis and with the football team, and Mike is just a stand-up guy, and he's a leader. And even when he was a Cougar, all the guys looked up to Mike. So, Mike, continue the great work. We love you, and we'll see you back in Fort Wayne.
Well, for Jeff Mahoney and Ryan Stillebauer behind the camera, this is John Nolan saying thanks and so long from Rice Field in Elkhart. This has been a presentation of SummitCitySports.com.
When you experience a sports injury, muscle, or joint pain, you want treatment right away. Parkview Ortho Express provides same-day orthopedic and sports injury care without referral or appointment, offering diagnostics, x-rays, the region's only body composition DEXA scan right inside of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. Walk in Monday through Thursday, 7 to 7, Friday, 7 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. For more information, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com/orthoexpress.
It's the Comets.
Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
This is the first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Choose from over 60 vehicles under $10,000. Visit drivekelly.com. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Concussions. They're a concern for parents of athletes in any sport. That's why Parkview Sports Medicine is leading the way with the area's first Concussion Clinic. Our integrated sports medicine team utilizes an innovative, evidence-based approach to manage athletic-related head injuries in those 14 and older, providing comprehensive care to get the athlete you love safely back in play. To schedule an appointment, call Parkview Sports Medicine at 266-4007. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about blue.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Parkview Sports Medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Both runners are running, play coming home.
From the crucial plays to the highlight of the game to the victory celebration, we are there. Summit City Sports isn't just a business, it's a group of companies investing in the youth of Fort Wayne athletics.
It's because of Parkview Sports Medicine, because of Kelly Automotive Group, Indiana Wesleyan University, University of St. Francis, and Big Eye Fish, that we can produce our broadcast viewed by hundreds of thousands in Northeast Indiana.
Support Summit City Sports. Become a sponsor. Join our winning team today.